What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTubeverse? I had a very good question today. Just read a comment not too long ago, in fact, about how to tell, or not how to tell, but how to get your leopard gecko to get used to you and not make them so afraid of you or anything. Because most of the time when you're getting your leopard gecko friend, you're normally finding them from a pet store or from someone who doesn't want them anymore and may not have given them the best sort of, environment, something that's really good for them. First thing first is to have love. And second thing is to have patience. Third is to understand the signs. So as you see my hand got close, you can see by her throat that her breathing started quickening. Yep, you catch that. That's a first sign. That is nothing bad. That just shows excitement. It shows that they are, their heart rate's going up, that they are starting to react to the situation in some way. Now, if they're extremely stressed, they will flatten their stomachs to the ground and wave their tails back and forth in sort of this kind of motion where it's like that. And if they're doing that, that means back off a bit. They're scared and they're about to drop their tail and run. They will also do another thing with that motion with the tail where it's really violent like that. That's also a bad sign. That means that normally happens when you spray them with water or you put something on them that is uncomfortable. Now, with the last sign, creaky door. Sorry. With the last sign, they will screech at you. They are vocal. Leopard geckos, even in the wild, communicate through sound. Now, you have to just let them speak to you and let them do what they want to do with you. Now, lady's kind of gotten used to me. I'm going to move that bamboo plant a bit. So I take my hand out. What they'll do is they'll boop you. They might lick you a bit. Make sure your hands are clean. Don't have anything that smells like bugs or anything on it, because you don't want a young leopard gecko mistaking your fingers for food. With leopard geckos, you don't have to worry about, like with other animals, we have to change their enclosures and take them to another thing. They can't eat inside their enclosure. And it's probably usually better for them, especially when they're young. But what you really want to do to get used to them or get them used to you, both ways, I said it the way I meant to that time, is to just give patience to it and understanding those few signs and understanding why a leopard gecko is what it is, If we understand the creatures better, we get that better. So always pick them up from under their bellies as well. Never come from above with your hands open or anything like that. A lot of their predators from where they're from come from above like that. And since a lot of birds of prey are from areas that they are native to, that motion terrifies them. So don't do that. Open palm, let them smell your fingers, and let them climb on. Oh, she's so grumpy. Now she's doing all that because I turned the lights on and she was trying to sleep. Now she's trying to find a shady spot. I'm sorry, lady. So it does take time to learn the body languages of the animals and everything. All right, and now the second half of the fun little video. So learning how to look after leopard geckos and stuff and getting them used to you takes time. I've raised 3 leopard geckos and I've worked with countless. When I'm working with them, I'm used to getting bitten at. When they're juveniles, their bites are way less aggressive when they're older. If a juvenile bites you, do not jerk your hand, do not scream, do not freak out. It's not going to hurt that bad. There's way worse things to get bitten or scratched by. And if it does bite you, just make sure you wash your hands immediately. Get the bite, if it does break skin, treated right away. Because of just any risk, all reptiles in their own way are poisonous because they carry salmonella. So they're just as poisonous as birds are. Pretty much raw genetic material from a reptile usually has salmonella. Turtles and frogs are no exception to that either. So that's Rorschach. Look at him being silly. Well, you couldn't see him, but yeah. He's here. Rorschach. Okay, well, trust me, he was there. You just saw his butt, probably. Dude's quick. A wiry little friend. But leopard geckos, man, it is a patience thing. The things I talked about earlier, just follow those signs, be very patient, and make sure outside of that, follow their basic care regimens. Juveniles can live in a 10 or 20. Ultimately, you want at least a 20 when they're adults. So that's why I say a 10 or 20. I have mine in a 40-gallon. That's usually the most comfortable, really large size. But if you are going to go larger than 40, I would say do some research on that to people that have already done amazing videos about that. Videos I recommend are Wiccan's Wicked Reptiles, Snake Discovery, the Brian Bosniak channel. There he is being a funny friend. There's also Clint Reptiles. There's so many. Once you start looking at those videos and channels, they will connect you to other people, and they're amazing. So when it comes to care and tank size sort of thing, I recommend those. I've done my take on that before in past videos, so I am more than happy to do an updated one if that's what you guys are interested in. Because back then I think I had the older phone and stuff, and I hadn't quite found the style of recording I prefer to do. But I'm just saying, just, be patient. That's the biggest thing. And if your leopard gecko bites you, it's okay. It's not ever usually going to be anything bad. I only say wash your hands because you should wash your hands after handling any reptiles anyway, especially if you have multiple reptiles. And that is because one of what I talked about, the salmonella. Second, you don't want to spread zoonotics to another animal, zoonotic diseases, transfer of diseases from one species to another outside of interspecies diseases. And that is something, again, other channels can go more in detail of. I will probably go into detail of in some point in some way based on how questions are asked to me. I was asked a wonderful question. This video is a follow-up on that question. So I am so thankful for everything you guys are doing. The questions, the comments, the everything. It's so awesome. Subscriptions, likes. You guys are just warming my heart in the best of ways, Thank you. You guys are awesome. And with that, I want to say you all have a good one, and peace out.